a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
Hi everyone, welcome to Exploring ETFs. I'm Neena Mishra, and today we are talking about the best performing ETFs of the first half of this year 2024. So it was a terrific first half for stocks, and that was thanks mainly to AI enthusiasm, and also the economy remained resilient, corporate earnings improved, and we got signs of cooling inflation. So the S&P 500 was up about 15% in the first half, and it hit 31 record highs so far this year. The tech-heavy NASDAQ index soared 19%. So at the beginning of the year, many experts were talking about a broadening of the rally, but that didn't happen. In fact, NVDL had accounted for almost a third of S&P 500's gain in 2024 so far. So Mag 7 trade actually fizzled, and traders started talking about Fab 4 or Mag 1. Now, we have seen that over the past week or so, NVIDIA has taken a well-deserved break. And before that, NVIDIA had become the largest company in the world, overtaking Microsoft and Apple, but that led to some quick profit taking. And we have seen that other tech companies, particularly Tesla and Apple, they have Amazon as well, they have started outperforming while NVIDIA is taking a breather. Technology was the best performing sector, up about 21%. Communication services, which is also like technology, with a lot of weight to Google and Facebook and Netflix, that was up about 20%. Real estate was the worst performing sector, and it was the only sector in the red. All other sectors were in the green. Now let's take a look at the top performing ETFs. The first one that I'm highlighting is actually a 2X NVIDIA ETF. The ticker symbol is NVDL. So normally I do not talk about leveraged ETFs when I'm talking about the best performing ETFs, because you're comparing apples with oranges. But I just wanted to quickly highlight this ETF because NVIDIA's rally sent so many investors, traders into this particular ETF. And this has started the year with 200 million in assets. And now it has about 5 billion in assets, charges 1.15% in expense ratio. It is expensive, so not for buy and hold investors, up more than 350%. And investors should remember that it aims to match 2x daily percentage return in NVIDIA. Daily is important. If held for a longer time, the performance may differ. Investors should remember that. And in trending markets, the ETF will benefit. But if there's a lot of volatility, then this ETF will suffer. Now, if you want to learn more about this ETF, you can go to the quote page on Zacks.com, and you can read our articles about this ETF, and using the link, you can go to Greenwich's webpage for this ETF, and you will see that prior to January 22nd, this provided the same to provide 1.5x daily return in NVIDIA, and then they changed that to 2x, and also got permission from the SEC to do that. Now, the second one which I'm highlighting is GBTC. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have done particularly well this year, and that was thanks mainly to approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, and GBTC had sued, Grayscale had sued the regulators, and they won the case, and that actually resulted in launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs in January. Now, GBTC has done particularly well this year because this also benefited from disappearance of the discount to its NAV. So earlier, this used to trade like a closed-end fund and often traded at a discount or premium to its net asset value because this was not an ETF. ETFs usually trade very close to their NAVs. So once we got signals that this may convert to an ETF, then that discount started evaporating. So that is why this ETF is up about 58%, has 17 billion in assets as of now, and has lost 18 billion since its conversion because of its 1.5% expense ratio. And investors have favored cheaper ETFs like iBit by iShares and other ETFs, which are other spot Bitcoin ETFs, which are much cheaper than this. And Grayscale is also planning to launch a mini version of GBTC, which may come with a lower expense ratio. Again, you can go to the quote page on Zacks.com for GBTC and read our research report articles, and you can learn more by going to Grayscale's webpage for the ETF, but there's not much to learn. It just holds Bitcoin as of now. The third ETF I'm highlighting is the Zacks Semiconductor ETF, ticker symbol is SMH. So chip companies did very well this year, thanks mainly to NVDL. And also the others like Taiwan Semi, they got a lift from enthusiasm regarding AI. So the other chip companies also did well. This tracks a market cap weighted index of 25 largest chip companies. It is top heavy, and that is why a lot of allocation to NVIDIA helped the ETF. It has about 22 billion in assets and charges 35 basis points expense ratio, up about 49% in the first half. Let's take a look at this ETF, and you can read our research report articles, and using the link, you can go to SMH Venex webpage for this particular ETF. And let's see the top holdings currently. So NVIDIA is 20% and 30% exposure to Taiwan Semi, which has also done very well. Broadcom has also done well, 8% exposure to Broadcom, and then AMD. The next ETF that I'm highlighting is the Roundhill Magnificent 7 ETF, ticker symbol is MAX. This provides equal weighted exposure to the Magnificent 7 stocks, has an expense ratio of 29 basis points, 522 million in assets, and this is up about 35% in the first half. So let's take a look at the ETF. Again, you can read our research report articles, etc. And this is actively managed, has this exposure. Obviously, Tesla has done pretty well, so that is why Tesla is slightly higher in weight currently, but at the time of rebalancing, all these will be brought back to equal weights. The last ETF that I'm highlighting is the Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF SBMO. This selects about 100 stocks from the S&P 500 index, which have the highest momentum scores. Pretty reasonably priced at 13 basis points. This is up about 34% and has about 2 billion in AUM. Again, let's take a look at this ETF. So you can use the link to go to Invesco webpage for this ETF and look at the portfolio. So not surprising, NVIDIA is about 13% currently, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta Platforms, and Amazon. Those are the next top holdings in this ETF. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out Zacks.com/promo for an interesting offer. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube video channel so that you do not miss anything. And I will see you next week.